market to Ogun State government house over alleged confiscation of Kumara deposits. Sounds new two-way Aisha contract. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on today's news. I am Stella Okichukwu. And now the details of the news. Senate's minority leader, Senator Naya Abaibi, has called on President Muhammad Buhari and the ruling All Progressive Congress APC to resign over their inability to safeguard the lives and property of Nigerians since 2015. He insisted that Buhari and the APC had told Nigerians to stone them if they fell and that it is now time to pick stones to stone them in view of their obvious failure. Senate President Ahmed Lawal called Abaibe short. He called on Abaibe and all those who are going to make contributions to the debates to be political. He said that bandits and Boko Haram insurgents do not operate on partisan grounds when they kill citizens. In his contribution, Senator Abdullahi Adamu faulted the Senate President for not calling on Abaibe to withdraw his comments. Lawan had on Tuesday promised that the Senate will dedicate its plenary on Wednesday to debate the worsening security situation in the country and profile a way forward. Senate Majority Leader Senator Yahaya Abdullahi raised the motion titled Nigerian Security Challenges, Urgent Need to Restructure, Review and Reorganize the Current Security Architecture. The motion was supported by 105 other senators. Abdullahi, in his lead debate, called on his colleagues to note the recent upsurge of security-related challenges and the devastating loss of lives, limbs and properties that is unleashed on the nation. He further urged the Senate to note the comprehensive new national security strategy that the government unfolded in December 2019. He insisted that even as the Senate appreciated the recent effort to redefine the nation's approaches to the security challenges, the implementation strategy must be operationalized in a manner that takes a critical and instructive review of nature, structure, and the position of the security institutions, particularly the police, civil defense, intelligence, customs, immigration, among others. The federal government has admonished desperate politicians and the political elites with vested interest to desist from spreading the falsehood about religious persecution in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who gave the admonition in London on Wednesday, said that those who engage in the act are doing so to demarcate the country globally. The minister is in London to engage with international media organizations and other think tanks. The minister fingered desperate politicians as the peddlers of the falsehood, noting that the effect could be there for the entire country. The minister also called on world leaders not to withdraw their support to Nigeria in the fight against terrorism based on the falsehood and any other reasons. The Abia State Police Command has captured the Daredevil gang that killed a husband and wife before their children along Secretariat Road in Omahia. The couple were killed some minutes past 8 p.m. on Saturday, 26 January 2020 after they were robbed. The Commissioner of Police, Emir Okon, said the robbers were tracked 2 hours after their deadly operations in Omahia. Noah Okafor tells us more.
These are Abians who gathered to catch a glimpse of the notorious 6-man gang that killed a couple on Saturday night, throwing the city into mourning. They are said to operate with tricycles, popularly known as keke, to rob and maim people along Secretariat Road, World Bank Housing Estate, and other parts of the city. The couple, identified as Mr. and Mrs. Darlington Uzoma, hails from Ebonyi State. Commissioner of Police Eda Okon, while briefing newsmen in Umuahia, said the robbers are the offshoot of the dreaded criminal Samson Mukocha, popularly known as the Grave, who was killed in December 2019. He explained that the couple were killed after being robbed of their proceeds from the day sales, with a Sienna, the robber, snatched from one of their victims same day at World Bank Housing Estate, Umuahia. The same gang was also said to have robbed one Uwe Mechinedu along Pende Road after the incident, where they were intercepted by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad team on Operation Puff Ada.
This robbery escapade lingered on and was witnessed with series of car snatching, armed robberies, and trading of bank customers to and from banks. One of these was the robbery and shooting of one Basil Okechukwu of Odowo in Imo State on the 16th January 2020 around Post Office Umuahia while on transit with the money he withdrew from one of the commercial banks. The gang made World Bank area the safe haven due to numerous routes therein that could facilitate their escapes. These criminal activities became worrisome as requests for credible information on the gang never came on board, but series of their nefarious activities and the blood of the innocent couples shot to death caught up with them when intercepted by gallant patrol teams on Operation Puff Ada.
One of the robbers, Promise Sunday below 26, popularly known as Esere, was said to have been released from Okigwe prison first week of December 2019, and he is the leader of the Grave Gang following the killing of their leader by the police in December. Other members of the gang include Precious Chukwuemeka, Enyinna Asiebo 25, and Kingsley Emezo 20, popularly known as Parkins. The suspects confessed to the crime and series of other armed robbery and car snatching escapades perpetrated by the gang.
And one of the prompt action is what one of them used in firing and killing the man and his wife in the presence of the children. And all of them have confessed. Even this morning, the man that actually shot and killed the man and the wife told me that the pump action failed from his hand. That was when the bullet or whatever hit the two of them.
The police boss, Elaoko, said efforts are underway to arrest other fleeing members of the gang. Nora Okafo, MCL News.
And meanwhile, reports reaching our newsmen says that the suspects have been shot dead. The Abia State Commissioner for Police, Ene Okon, ordered their shooting. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has promised that he will not disappoint all the lawmakers who defected from their various parties to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Uzodinma, in a statement on Wednesday by his Chief Press Secretary Oguwike Nwachukwu, said he will collaborate with them to make the state work. The governor, while receiving 8 members of the PDP who defected to the APC, assured them of his support and cooperation. Uzodinma reiterated that political party is a vehicle to get to a particular destination, promising that APC vehicle will take the state faster to their desired destination. He assured the defectors that they will be treated as equals in the House, noting that most of them are founding members of the party who left recently as a result of the crisis that rocked the party in the state before the general elections. In his speech on behalf of the 19 APC lawmakers, the Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, Dr. Chiji Collins, thanked the governor for his open-mindedness. He promised that the 9th Assembly will always complement the efforts of the executive for the overall interest of the state. Still on Imo State, the Imo State Police Command on Tuesday confirmed the death of the commander of Special Anti-Rebel Squad in the Akokwa unit of the states of Basike Banjoko. The police spokesperson in the state, Orlando Ikoku, said that the death of the SAS commander is a big loss to the command. Ikoku said the patent medical medicine seller who administered an injection on Bajoko that led to his death has been arrested. He added that the State Commissioner of Police, Olaniyi Favorora, had ordered an investigation into the incident to determine the cause of his death. It was learned that the deceased started shaking and lost consciousness after the injection was administered on him. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. An aged woman numbering over 50 on Wednesday protested half-naked in front of Ebonyi State Government House over an alleged confiscation of their mineral deposits. The protesters stormed the front of the Government House at the early hours on Wednesday to register their grievances to the State Governor David Umahi. They were carrying placards with the inscriptions, "Governor Umahi, please save us because you are our last hope. We don't need Jebjaf John Mwenye in Ndezoke Ibeg village. John Mwenye Jebjaf, our dear village, is not a war zone. Stop bringing army and police to our village. Stop instigating crises in Ndezoke Ibegu village, among others." Meanwhile, the helpless villagers were accusing one John Mwenye, who is the former monarch of the village but was dethroned by the former governor of Ebonyi State, of alleged confiscation of their mineral deposits. The leader of the protesters, Dr. Christian Nwabaga, who spoke to journalists while chanting warlike songs, said that they have a solid mineral deposit in their village and was discovered since 2014. The Commissioner for Internal Security, Border Peace and Conflict Resolution, Chief Stanley Okoro Emara, while addressing the protesters, assured them of the governor's preparedness to stop Mwenye from encroaching into their land. The National Youth Service Corps NYSC Director General DG Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim has confirmed that the federal government, in line with the new national minimum wage, has approved 33,000 naira allowance for corps members. The NYSC DG disclosed this while speaking to corps members at the NYSC Bauchi State Secretariat during his working visit to the state. In a press statement posted on the official Facebook page of NYSC, the DG explained provision had been made for the new allowance in the year 2020 budget, adding that payment will commence as soon as funds are released by the appropriate authorities. This was as he was elucidating the actual amount the corps members should be expecting, contrary to different amounts circulating on social media. Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim also advised the corps members to be security conscious and warned against rumor mongering and negative usage of the social media. They were also enjoined to avoid unauthorized journey and instances they got proper approval for such, and should also avoid night travel. Still to come on MCL News, solutions to health challenges associated with Harmattan. Federal government declares war on Lassa fever and coronavirus. Federal government monitors 5 airports to tackle coronavirus. Details of these and more after the break. Do stay with us.
All right, I'll get back to you. Welcome.
We are here for the result.
Wow, the lab results.
Yes.
Okay. Where is this man? She has malaria.
Malaria?
Yes.
What do you think should be prescribed for?
We prescribe Casimol tablet.
Casino tablets.
Yes, Casmal tablets. Casmal tablets get at letter and limit from 3 for inside. Casmal tablets. Now Maxim Laboratories Private Limited for India. They make them, but na Grace Best Pharmacy and Store Limited. And then they distribute Casmal tablets for here. Casmal tablets get NAFDAC approval for take fight malaria, comot your family.
Casmal tablets, na correct anti-malaria.
Casmal tablets. It dey stop every malaria.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCLtv is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at ndcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Aba. MCLtv, the world in your home. Therefore is it the entire family of Chief Rapmo Ekekwe of Ibunabu, Umuchu in Agwata local government area, Anambra State, request to announce the death of our beloved wife, daughter, mother, and cousin. Late Lolo Isiada Vivian Ifoma Ekekwe, Posh Lady Ni Onyema, aged 42. Burial arrangements, Friday 31st January 2020, 7 a.m. Body leaves St. Francis Mortuary, about to her husband's compound. 9 a.m. Lying in state at her husband's compound. 10 a.m. Burial mass at St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Iburubu, Umuchu. Interment follows immediately after burial mass at her husband's compound, Iburubu, Umuchu, Agwata local government area, Anambra State. Sunday, 2nd February 2020, 9 a.m. Altar mass at St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Iburubu, Umuchu. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Signed, Chief Rapmo Ekekwe for the family.
And let's change it someday for a crowd.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use top rank insecticide. Top rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves top rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use top rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600 milliliter can and 300 milliliter can. Top rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813 111 2348 or 090 960 22577. Top rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
All thanks for staying with us. With the Harmattan still holding sway, ailments associated with the weather are still prevalent. In this exclusive interview with MCL News, Dr. Ugochukwu Onyenora speaks on ways to prevent or treat such ailments such as cold, catarrh, asthma, and others associated with Harmattan. Precious Ezigbo tells us more.
The Harmattan is a season in the West African subcontinent which occurs between the end of November and the middle of March. The season is characterized by cold weather, low humidity, and dust particles suspended in air. According to weather experts, this is due to the absence of rainfall. The season usually triggers some unpleasant infections and diseases like cold, catarrh, sore throat, runny nose, asthma, and bronchitis attack. To stay healthy and safe in the course of the weather, medical expert Dr. Ugochukwu Onyenora provides an insight on what individuals should do.
Increase in airborne diseases
is particularly during the transition, so you can have increased cold. There are a lot of viral cold. Cold is a big word used to describe viral conditions, or what they call abroad flu, because of the cold temperature. So it's common, and then the dust too also is also associated with some respiratory problems, also, and it's also this time that if it occurs, like what they popularly call Apollo, which is viral conjunctivitis. Those who are allergic to dust will have increased exacerbation of their conditions. They will have more attacks. To affect those who are allergic to dust. Those who are allergic to pollens. Pollens are produced by plants, flowers. Those whose asthma conditions are provoked by pollens also have increased risk of developing having asthmatic attacks. Yes. There are those who are also allergic to severe cold. So it can also be, so maybe the issue about asthma depends on what is the precipitating factor.
The Hamilton season comes with dry air that is usually harsh on the skin and with a lot of dust. Dr. Onyonara also advised on frequent washing of hands, adequate covering, and constant intake of water.
Hygiene practices should be at its best. All the conditions, the risk of transmitting it or acquiring it is hygiene, and that hygiene is one, regular washing of your hands as often as you can. If you can use hand sanitizer, beautiful. If the temperature is high, people should take water. Adequate hydration is key to maintain a healthy life.
As the Hamilton season is at its peak, it is expected that individuals take these measures to keep themselves out of harm's way. Precious Ezigbo, MCL News.
Federal government has expressed its resolve to tackle the spread of Lassa fever disease, which has claimed 41 lives in various parts of the country since the beginning of 2020. The Minister of Health, Osage Ihaniwe, who spoke at a press briefing in Abuja, gave an update on the raging outbreak of the disease. He revealed that at least 2 health professionals were among the 41 deaths recorded, adding that there are at least 258 confirmed cases recorded across 19 states in the country. The minister, who said all hands must be on deck to contain the spread of the disease, urged Nigerians in various parts of the country to practice good hygiene and protect their foods from rat contamination. He also spoke about the outbreak of coronavirus reported in China, Germany, and the United States, as well as 2 African countries. Ihaniwe noted that the Federal Ministry of Health has issued advisories to relevant agencies of government and the public on the outbreak of the disease. He was, however, worried that suspected cases of the deadly virus has been picked in the Ivory Coast and Kenya, noting that it is easily transmitted by human carriers of the disease. As part of efforts against the spread of the disease, the minister said the federal government has raised surveillance at all entry points into the country. The minister was specific about the preventive measures being taken at the 5 international airports in Nigeria. And meanwhile, the federal government on Tuesday said there will be high-level inter-ministerial consultation towards setting up a multi-sectoral committee to scale up surveillance and vigilance to detect suspicious cases of coronavirus and ensure containing it at all points. Speaking in Abuja during a press conference called to begin national sensitization and health awareness in the country, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ihaniwe, said attention will focus on the 5 major airports in Nigeria. He added that the committee will comprise of critical stakeholders in the health, security, aviation and transport sectors, as well as development partners. The minister said in addition to port health services, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control had set up coronavirus preparedness group and was ready to activate its incident command system for coronavirus. British Airways has suspended flights between the United Kingdom and China in light of the coronavirus outbreak. This was made known in a statement released by the airline on Wednesday morning. The airline, which operates daily flights to Shanghai and Beijing from Heathrow, said it is halting the flights with immediate effect after the Foreign Office warned against all but essential travel to the country because of the virus outbreak. The statement read, "We have suspended all flights to and from mainland China with immediate effect following advice from the Foreign Office against but essential travel." Recall that the new coronavirus, which originated in China recently, has found its way to the shores of the United States. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, confirmed the development in a statement on its website on Tuesday. It said the virus had been diagnosed in a traveler who arrived in Washington on January 15 from the Chinese city of Wuhan, where it broke out in December. At least 6 people are reported to have died from the virus and almost 300 others infected in China. And now sports. Nigeria goalkeeper Daniel Akpeyi has penned a 2-year deal with Absa Premiership club Kaizer Chiefs. Akpeyi's current deal with Kaizer Chiefs is set to come to an end on June 30, but the Amakosis have now moved to ensure he remain at the club by offering him a new 2-year contract. The 33-year-old has been a pivotal part of Amako's run that has them topping the Absa Premiership table with a 10-point lead after 19 games. The Nigeria international joined the club from Chipa United in January last year on a 1.5-year deal and will now remain a glamour boy until June 2022. Akpeyi had a shanky start to his career at Natuena, and his first 6 months at the club were met with huge criticism as some fans wanted the club to release him. However, he proved his doubters wrong this time and helped Chiefs top the standings with his fantastic display in between the stakes. He has featured 18 times across all competitions for Glamour Boys thus far, keeping 8 clean sheets and conceding 15 goals in the process. That's more to contain from today's news, and before we go, a recap of our major stories. Senate Minority Leader Senator Iyina Baribe has called on President Muhammadu Buhari and the ruling All Progressive Congress APC to resign over their inability to safeguard the lives and property of Nigerians since 2015. The Imo State Police Command has confirmed the death of the commander of Special Anti-Robbery Squad in the Akopa units of the state, Obaseki Banjoko. 8 women numbering over 50 have protested half-naked in front of Ebonyi State Government House over an alleged confiscation of their mineral deposits. And on sports, Nigeria goalkeeper Daniel Akpeyi has penned a 2-year deal with Absa Premiership club Kaizer Chiefs. That was the news. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Okechukwu. Stay tuned for Akoko and join us again by 11 p.m. for more news updates. Bye for now.
Look at